NBA center Jason Collins has become the first male athlete currently active in a major professional sport to come out as gay. In an issue of Sports Illustrated, he told the magazine, quote, "I didn't set out to be the first openly gay athlete playing in a major American team sport. But since I am, I'm happy to start the conversation. I wish I wasn't the kid in the classroom raising his hand and saying, I'm different. If I had my way, someone else would have already done this. Nobody has, which is why I'm raising my hand." Collins is a 34-year-old free agent who has played with the Washington Wizards and the Boston Celtics. As to why he opted to address his sexuality now, Collins says he was partly inspired by the Boston Marathon bombings, among other things. Joining me to discuss this is Jordan Schultz, HuffPost sports columnist. So, Jordan, how is the sports world responding to this news?
I think it's been great. A lot of big-time athletes, including Kobe Bryant, have tweeted at him saying, congratulations, we support you fully. One NBA veteran just texted me right before we went on saying that those who know him support him, although he doesn't know how the younger generation will respond. I think he made a great point, saying that the Boston Marathon basically told him there's never really a perfect time to do it, but I think this has been coming for a long time, and I give him credit. By the way, a Stanford graduate, unbelievable story. Him and his twin brother were both #1 players in America coming out of high school.
They beat my team, Duke, in 2001, yep. I remember.
And went to Harvard Westlake, great family, very well-respected guys. I think this brings their respect level even higher, the courage to do it.
What was wild is when he told his brother that he was gay. His brother didn't know.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, it's Jaren, you would think Jaren and Jason Collins, they're identical twins, both 7 feet tall.
Yeah.
That's a crazy thing to think about that he never knew. I do think it's worth mentioning, though, that a lot of the players, right now, that basically said that they don't know how people would respond. This happens a lot in football. Players saying there's no room for it in a locker room.
Yeah.
I think their reaction has been so positive and so heartwarming that that's a great sign. I think we have to point that out.
Jason Collins does have some friends in high places outside of sports. He has Chelsea Clinton, who wrote on Twitter, "Very proud of my friend Jason Collins for having the strength and courage to be the first openly gay player in the NBA." Of course, they were classmates at Stanford. Also, he name-checked Representative Joe Kennedy III in his article. They were roommates at Stanford. Yep. "I've always been proud to call Jason Collins 34 my friend, and I'm even prouder to stand with him today." One thing that I found interesting also was some signaling that Collins has done in the NBA. The number he chose when he was it the Celtics and the Wizards?
Yeah, and he's been 34.
But he chose 98, which represents the year Matthew Shepard was killed. And that was his way of saying, pre-outing himself, this is where I stand.
Yeah, I haven't even really thought about it. That's actually a great point. And he, it's interesting because he's never been a star. He was a star in college, but he's been a journeyman center. For him to do that, I think that's a really interesting point. And Matthew Shepard was killed in 1998.
Yeah.
Okay. So I didn't even think about that. Great point.
I read it. You're the sports guy, but I read it. I just read it.
Interesting. The Collins brothers have always been, like I said, really well respected. I think for him to do this, I don't know what he wants to do after basketball. He says he still wants to play. I think this is only going to create so many more opportunities for him post-basketball to really make a difference positively. Like he said, he also wants to help kids that are experiencing tough things in the classroom when they don't know how to interact with other kids and how to come out of the closet.